Hello, students. Okay, so for today's lesson will be a lesson 11.4 and 11.5 combined because they share similarities. For 11.4, our objective is I will be able to determine the measure of an angle separated into parts. So let's dive in. Let's review. How do I use a protractor? To use a protractor, we choose a ray to be the bottom that we measure our protractor on. So if you notice here, we look at the ray in red. Number 2, we place the center point of the protractor on the point and have the bottom ray point to 0. Most important part right here, to line it up correctly. Otherwise, our whole measurement is going to be off. So remember, the center point, the vertex, goes right in the center point right there on the protractor, and we line up that ray at 0. Then, step 3, we use the numbers to count up from 0. Remember the rule, always start with the number 0 and count up. We never start with the big number and count down. All right, let's go ahead and move into combining angles. So what would the total measure be if we put these angles together? So if you have two separate angles, a way to add them together is to combine them next to each other, thinking 50 and 30 all together as one giant angle would simply be 30 plus 50 degrees, and that would equal 80 degrees. What would the total measure be if we put these two together? So simply, we've put them together by adding the angles, 70 plus 50, and our total would be 120 degrees. Try the first 3 problems on your sheet. Write an equation to solve. What is the measure of angle BAC? Now this has us do the reverse. So meaning instead of knowing the 2 parts of the angle and adding them together, we now know the total in one part of the angle and we have to find the difference. Now when we say the word difference, that should help you think of subtracting. So if we know the total measure of this angle, right here with that blue box, is 90, right? When 2 lines meet directly and form a square in the center, that is a 90-degree angle. So that is our total, 90, and now we subtract what we do know, which is the 20-degree angle right here. That should tell us the difference, and that will be this question mark angle that's left. So 70 degrees. Let's practice that again. Okay, so here we have a giant angle, QPO. Now, we have to find this question mark right here, QPM. Well, what do I know about this? I know I have 45 right here. I have 60. Do I know what the total measure of this angle could be? Think of what a straight angle is and how many degrees a straight angle is. If you said it's 180, nice job. So first, let's add the pieces we know, 45 plus 60 together. That will be 105 degrees. Now we take our total, 180, and we subtract the pieces we do know. So 180 minus 105 will give us the remaining angle right here, 75. Now you could add these pieces up to make sure. If you added 75, this angle represented by the question mark, plus 60 plus 45, all 3 of those should equal our 180 degrees straight angle. Try the next 2 problems on your sheet and write an equation to solve, an equation looking like this. Now let's look at here. What must all the angles equal? So if you remember how many degrees a circle has, then you'll be able to solve this equation. So what is the total degrees of a circle? If you remembered, it's a 360. Nice job. So let's add the pieces we do know. We know there's a 90, a 45, and 180 degrees. Let's add 3 of those first. That's 315 degrees. Big angle covered over here. Now we can subtract that from our total angle of the circle. 360 minus 315 will help us find this remaining piece, the question mark, 45 degrees. Again, now you can add them all up to make sure. 180 plus 45 plus 90 plus 45 should all equal a 360-degree circle. I want you to try the next two problems on your sheet and write an equation to solve. Now we're going to move over to lesson 11.5. The objective for 11.5 is I will solve measurement problems. Let's take a look. Let's review. How would you classify these angles? Now remember, two lines that meet at a perfect cross or perpendicular is a right angle. Then if we have a straight line, that is a straight angle. Let's see if we can remember the measurements. A right angle is 90 degrees. Nice job if you got that right. And a straight angle is 180. Today we're going to be needing these to find right and straight angles. Let's find right and straight angles. So Micah drew this square on a piece of paper. Then he made the following cut. So he cut a diagonal line through the square. If one piece, this angle here, has a 45-degree angle, what is the other piece? Well, good thing I know squares, and I know that every square has a degree of 90 degrees, remember? So if I know that the total is 90, I can subtract the part they gave me to find the difference, which would be x. So 90 degrees, this square, minus this 45 piece will give me 45 on the other side. Now we can always check our work. 45 plus 45 degrees equals 90 degrees. So our answer here is this x is 45 degrees. Let's try again. Let's try finding the right angle and straight angle. So Kayla has the following piece of paper, represented by this orange sheet. Now she cut off the end to make a perfect rectangle. She wanted to get rid of this little extra piece right here. What is the angle of the piece she cut off? So it does give us a total here, a missing piece here. Let's see what else we know. If this straight line represents 180 degrees, now we can use that to help us solve for x. We're going to take the total that we do know, 215, which they gave us, minus what we figured out about our straight angle, 180 degrees. When we subtract the two, we will find the difference, x, 35 degrees. Nice job. All right, that's it for today. Good job.